trainers, welcome back to Pokemon Deck Check. I would be PokeDad. And welcome to the Pokemon Lab, where we test new ideas, share new ideas, learn new ideas. Yep, so today, anywho, Naganadel Guzzlord Tag Team GX. Already shared the watered down version, we all know. Just put it in the Malamar, pull out the Giratina Garchomp, pull out the Fighting Energy, put the big guy in there, add some Dark, you're good to go. We know. However, I feel like that is going to be too slow. It doesn't have the same punch that Ultra Necrozma has. It doesn't have the same punch as Giratina Garchomp has, since it's able to set up the 40 damage or hit for a clean 240, 260, whatever it is. So, not quite as impressive. So, that left me searching for ways to power it up on turn 1, possibly a certain turn 2 power up, which led me to Rayquaza GX Energy Switch combo. Built it, tested it out, and not gonna lie, that was complete garbage. Okay? It had Naganadels and Rayquaza GX and Energy Switch. It was trash. So don't waste your time going that direction. So that left me searching for other ways to power it up, which led to a viewer comment, hey, try red versus blue. Fair enough. I'll try it. And it's definitely better than the Rayquaza GX version. I will say that. So, that's kind of the history of this list. It is ultra consistent. So you're going to see weird things that you probably wouldn't normally see in a deck that's more streamlined, teched out. So, here we go. For Naganadel Guzzlord Tag Team GX, 3 Sneasel, 2 Weavile GX, 2 Swablu, 2 Altaria, 1 Ditto, 1 Dedenne. Okay, so straight away we have 4. Normally in a deck like this you'd probably have 3, but you want to be starting with it, because if you don't start with it, that's just more pieces of the puzzle that you have. So it's better just to have 4, and you can always discard it with red and blue tag team. So what you're looking to do is get a Sneasel into play, and we run the 3 plus Ditto, so like 4. And you're hoping to search your deck or draw into it a red versus blue. That'll allow you to evolve. It's basically Wally, and then it has a kicker cost. I don't know if you're familiar with Magic, but there's cards in Magic that have a kicker cost, and then you can do the extra ability of the card. So red versus blue says you can search for a GX and put it on a Pokemon that it evolves from. Search for a Stage 1 GX evolves. So there's your turn 1 Weavile GX, like Wally. Then it has a kicker cost, where if you discard 2 cards, you can search 2 energy and attach it to your Pokemon that you just evolved. So you'll search for 2 Dark, say, attached to Weavile, and then you'll move them up to your hopefully active Naganadel Guzzlord, attach Psychic, and then go into the GX attack where you can flip over all your prizes, take 2 prize cards, you're down to 4. Okay? So, and then after that, we're hitting a straight 180. Not very impressive. So we've got Altaria to boost it by, say, 40, and then Beast Energy. We would like to play more Altarias, but right now, once you start adding more basics, like another Dedenne, another Sneasel, another Swablu, that lowers your chance of starting with the big guy. And that has a snowball effect, because if you go that route, now all of a sudden you need energy switches. So you have to find that balance. Yes, I want the damage output higher, but if I can't get the Guzzlord in the active and the combo going, then the damage output is irrelevant, right? So you have to find that balance, and that's why there's only 1 Dedenne, because You're wanting to play red and blue supporter, which means you're not going to draw anything, so you're reliant on Dedenne to draw a fresh 6. And that's why we play like Acrobike also. So, that's the Pokemon. We'll get into the items. And this deck will be in the next tournament, so if y'all are wondering. Lots of consistency here, lots of search. We got 4 Mysterious Treasure, we got 3 Poke Comps, 2 Cherish Ball. Mysterious Treasure letting us grab pretty much the Alterias, the Naganadel Guzzlord, beautiful. Cherish Ball to grab Weavile or the Guzzlord Naganadel. Poke Comp allowing us to grab Swablu, Sneasel, everything, as long as we have Pokemon in hand. So, we have other ways also to search for the Naganadel Guzzlord, so other than the Mysterious Treasure and the Cherish Ball. So, next, like I said, we have 3 Acrobike, we have 3 Switches, 3 Poke Gears, 2 Great Catchers, 2 Beast Knights, and a Fidget Spinner. So, Acrobike, just another form to dig a little deeper in case we're needing something else, another piece of our puzzle to get our turn 1 Naganadel going. Switch, for obvious reasons, we have to have him in the active. If you start adding basics, then you're going to need to run 4 of these. 3, so it would be nice to have 4. What this does is it allows us to basically have like 7 red versus blue, okay? So this is just a major consistency booster in this style of a deck where you want a specific supporter on turn 1. So, and we're doing our best. There's just not enough room for 4. 2 Great Catchers, obviously, pull up something that we want to take a big knockout on. Fidget Spinner, it's just another way for us to for sure get to kind of energy fix on turn 1. Whether we can grab a Dark or a Psychic, because we don't play Viridian Forest. So that's a good option instead of the Stadium. If you would prefer to have Viridian Forest, then absolutely go for the Viridian Forest. If not, Fidget Spinner is pretty solid in this deck. Beast Knight. Remember I told you we had to get creative on how we boost the damage. And Altaria is not exactly going to get us the numbers that we need by itself. Altaria is going to need help. So Beast Knight's there to... Now we're talking, if we do the GX attack and get 2 prizes, that's an extra 20 damage. If by chance we have Altaria, now that's an extra 260 damage. So that boosts us up to... did I just say 260 damage? It's an extra 60 damage. 2 Altarias and a Beast Knight if we've taken 2 prizes. So now we're hitting 240. Okay? And then if we happen to take 2 more prizes, all of a sudden this bad boy's hitting 40 and then the 2 Altarias, so we're hitting 80. So now we're hitting 260. And that's without Beast Energy. We do play Beast Energy. So, good stuff. You just have to be kind of creative on the numbers. I think that's always going to be this deck's challenge, is hitting favorable numbers. So, yeah. That's it for the items. I know I'm rambling a lot, but this is a new kind of deck concept, so I feel like we need to kind of be detailed and kind of the thinking process of how we built it. So for the red and blue challenge, or not really challenge, but red and blue team supporters, and then for Cynthia, we also have the 3 Poke Gears, so that might as well be 11 supporters. You know what I mean? So red versus blue, brand new supporter card, tag team, and it has a kicker cost of discarding 2. You can search for 2 energy and evolve it. So you're basically only ever going to play this on turn 1. After that, it is a dead card. There is no reason to play this after turn 1. And that's unfortunate. I mean, yeah, you could if you had another Sneasel and then you wanted to grab your other Weavile GX and then get 2 more energy. So it could be a good way to accelerate energy. But honestly, after turn 1, we want to be playing Cynthia. That's just, we do. After turn 1, we want to be playing Cynthia. So, not much to say there. And that's why we have Acrobike, so if we need to dig a little deeper, plus get rid of some garbage, we can. 2 Ultra Space, that's going to help us get our big guy. Went back and forth on the Dark Stadium that gives you like free retreat. Went back and forth on Viridian Forest to help grab the energy. But I feel like our energy count is high enough that we don't need to use Viridian Forest to go get it. So, opted for the Ultra Space, and that's just going to help the consistency of us getting the exact Pokemon that we need. So, energy count, like I mentioned, we have a higher count. We have 6 Psychic, 5 Dark, and a Beast Energy. Not too much reason to play a heavier Dark because we can go get it with Red and Blue Tag Team Supporter. Psychic, we want a little bit more because we would rather, if we're going and grabbing 2 Dark, then we would rather just attach for Psychic. But what works good is we could also just grab 2 Psychic, and if we have a Dark in hand, attach it. So it's pretty versatile, having a fairly close number of energy. You know, 5 and 5, 6 and 6. I think you could get away with, but I like having 6 Psychic and 5 Dark. So, and then the Beast Energy, of course. So, but that's it. It's it. This deck is a new concept. We quickly tried it out to make sure it would function. That it does. Where is it? How good is it? It's still going to have consistency issues, folks. That's the reality. I mean, it's a combo deck. And any combo either works really well or really poorly. There's like no middle ground. That's why I wasn't too big of a fan of like the dark decks, because I always felt like, well, the Weavile GX dark decks of late. I just feel like it's so much to set up. It's so much work, you know? This is so much work to just think about how much work you have to do to one-hit KO a Mewtwo, okay? So you have to have a Psychic, a Dark, a Colorless, just to hit the 180, right? Then you have to have, preferably, Beast Energy. That ups it to 210. You have to have 2 Alterias, or 1 Alteria, and then use Beast Knight with maybe adding 30 or 40 damage. That is just so much pieces of the puzzle you need when you can just welder onto Mewtwo and copy Charizard's attack for 230 or 200. You know, it's just... that's just where we are. If the deck's not a favorable price trade, or if it's too slow, then it's going to have a tough time competing against these other welder decks, is the reality. That's just where we're at. So, but anywho, it's a lot of fun to play. I do think the card is good. It's just trying to figure out the best way to play. And yeah, I forgot to mention the ability too. You're able to get rid of some of the extra Pokemon that you don't need and heal 60 off of it. So that's really good. I do think Beast Knight's better than Dragon Talon in this deck. But yeah, give it a shot. Let us know. And until next time, be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes.